How's it going? What's up and what's happening there, blessed beautiful souls? Kiara DeCass here today with the Crypto Show. Every day in every way, so excited to be here with you. So thank you for being here with me. I really appreciate that. Thank you to all of the subscribers that are pumping on this channel. You guys are making the channel so much more awesome. Thank you for all the communications. I will be responding to all of my notifications today, so you keep an eye out for those too, for the answers to your questions and your statements. And I hope that you all have a blessed journey and a blessed time today. Wow, my hair is wild again today. Well, I love it. Anyways, so very interestingly, so what I'm going to do for you today is this video is going to be maybe 20 minutes long, okay? And in this video, I'm going to share with you a number of different charts that are going to show you that in the short-term time frame, we are definitely due for a pullback on Bitcoin, which is absolutely normal, guys. You shouldn't be afraid of small little pullbacks in the longer perspective. So I'm going to show you the further risk potential that we could see for Bitcoin. We will look at a couple other charts, of course, as well. The usual suspects on the charts that we always keep looking at and making sure that we are keeping on track with beautiful energy in our crypto channel so that we know exactly what's going on in the market. And guys, I did a crazy coin here last night for you. Clintex can do 52,000 extra money. Yeah, pretty much it can. So go and check that video out. Obviously no financial advice, but that is very, very epic. So yeah, nonetheless, thank you for being here with me. Please remember, if you want to trade anything that I'm doing, I will be waiting for Bitcoin to retrace to this actual support level, and at that point I do believe we will see a bounce coming from there. So let's go and check the total crypto market cap first for the day. So today we are sitting at 1.169 billion, so we're up trillion, so we're up 2.4% for the day, and 41.5 billion trading volume, so not much. Bitcoin is still sitting at 26,781. Ethereum is now above 1800 again at 1803. BNB is 310. XRP 42 cents. Cardano 36 cents. Lido 1802. 1801. Dogecoin 7.2. Solana 21.16. Polygon 86 cents. Polkadot 5.3 cents. Litecoin 80.36 cents. Shiba 886. Avalanche 1511. Uniswap 5.16, Chainlink 660, and Cosmos 1090. So amazing stuff happening there in the market. Fear and Greed Index today is sitting at 48, so it's one tick less than yesterday. Not much of a difference, but it is definitely getting closer towards the fear side. Whoa, unfortunately Hex has lost a lot of money, but this is a very good signal, because I would now go and say to you, well, if Hex has lost already 50% against Bitcoin, then I would go and grab whatever in the world we can buy from Hex, because Hex, you can get Hex, and then if you stake your Hex, you can get Pulse Chain, and Pulse Chain is definitely going to be pumping, guys, in the near future. There's no doubt about it. You guys know what to do in the green, take some profits. You know what to do with the ones in the red. Pepe's pumping against Bitcoin again. Wow, what do you do? Anyways, so today I just want to quickly go through the news. Binance calls it quits in Canada, blames new rules. So Binance is out of Canada now. Texas votes to add crypto to state bill of rights. That's amazing. Crypto VCs made 2.6 billion worth of deals in the first quarter of 2023. That's amazing. Bitcoin bears need BTC price to go below 27K ahead of Friday's 900 million options expiries. Exactly what it did. And then here, there's this article. Florida governor signed CBDC bill into law restricting some uses of the US and foreign CBDCs. Very interesting. Bitcoin enters 26K paradise as BTC price approaches 2 months lows. Guys, this article, a bunch of shit. Okay? I'm sorry, but cool. Yes, BTC is at 26K. But it's not in a bear dice, okay? We're still in a long-term bear pattern, yes. Okay, so we're not in a bear dice, but we've had a very strong pullback, and we're going to see what happens now. But we're not at 2 month lows, okay? So, like, get real. If you guys are enjoying the content, please make sure to hit that subscription bell to the channel, and make sure you want to trade these charts with me that I'm about to show you, because you're about to make a lot of money. Okay, first one, Dixie, of course, always, as you know. Guys, sorry to say this, but the Dixie is going to turn up. Okay, the RSI is busy resetting. It's probably going to want to come up. Let me refresh, excuse me. What's going on here? Dink. Okay, okay, there you go. There's my pens. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so check it out. Let's delete it. So, we're going to see the dollar on the RSI probably look for a smasher up. Okay, you can see the blue line is looking to cross the red line already. So we're going to get somewhere to this point and then we'll turn. Now I want to show you two examples, okay, of what we potentially can do from this level where we are. Have a look at the RSI here, okay, and look at where we were. We had come from very low momentum, very high momentum on the price action, but low momentum on the RSI action. So we came from the bottom and we pushed all the way to the top here. We didn't even go above like we normally do, okay, and that's where you should sell. So we had from that point, look at this crazy run that we had here, and then at that point we had this massive sell-off on the dollar. Okay, now we sat flat all the way to here at this point where we had a candle that looks exactly like this current candle at the moment on the weekly, and we had a very simple small pull up there, and that was a 5% pull up, and then we had a little bit of a sell-off. We did break this low here. We sat actually we pretty much hit the same level. Okay, so now we're at a point where we hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the dollar, and we probably want to see the dollar, as you can see, because of the RSI action, is probably going to be coming up somewhere to this zone at the very least. And look where the cursor is on this side here, okay, when I'm drawing this line here. So we knocking this high out, we would knock that high out, and we could potentially come up to this central zone of this zone here with that price action, which, if we do that, ladies and gentlemen, okay, that will push everything else down, which is what is busy happening right now, is it not? And I'm going to say to you that if the dollar has enough strength to push it all the way up here, that would be a flippin' epic scenario. So, scenario 1, okay, up here. Scenario 2 up here. Remember that when I bring out the Bitcoin charts for you in a little moment. Okay. Now, let us get onto the Bitcoin dominance chart first. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance. See, when you put... don't want that. Okay, so this is Bitcoin dominance. Check where we are right now. I actually have to edit this for you, so why not do this for us right now, where we pull this all the way to where we are already. Okay, and that's already now 8th of May, so let's edit this. So we're on the 8th of May. Okay, so now that's edited for you, that's more current. Okay. Right now we've had BTC in dominance non-stop. We're very overbought on the stochastic, and essentially it will probably be time for a little pullback. Scenario 1. Okay, I'm going to keep showing you scenario 1. Scenario 1, pull back to here, which is strong support across this entire zone here, okay, which is phenomenal. Okay, then scenario 2 is we bounce, we come down here, we retest this channel, and we crash straight down here. Okay, that is scenario 2. Okay, Now, I'm going to say to you, if the RSI on the weekly time frame is saying to us we're going to come down, and when we see moves like this, do you think there's a potential for us to fall down there? Yes. Okay. So don't disregard that price action that we have had, because sometimes history doesn't repeat itself, but often it reveals itself. Now let's go and have a look at the first Bitcoin chart. And essentially on the first Bitcoin chart on the weekly time frame, I would like to share with you this. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few different charts. Now, I'm going to show you a chart with support, okay? Support zones on the short-term time frame, okay? Short-term. And this is still on the weekly, okay? So, first support zone, look where this descending channel hit, okay? We pulled back up above my purple box there, which is on the daily time frame. We have support 1 here, we flick down to it, we pull back up. What if we did something like this? We flick down, we pull back up, and we continue the rally. That would be great, but the RSI is telling us we are due for downwards momentum. So for me, this could potentially come to this support zone, as I said, of 25. It could even come here, which is now horizontal support, which I've said consistently that this would be very, very, very strong support at support level 2, okay? Support level 2 here, of course. And that would coincide with the support back on this channel and the horizontal support, which will give us very strong support on price action. Now, if we fail support 2, where do you think we're going? Okay, because this was the start of support 2 right here. This was the start of this entire channel that we put here, right? And of course, this channel that is also pointing up. So there's an ascending wedge. Now, ascending broadening wedge. So if we're here, okay, we could essentially if we break this zone, so we might hit something like this, retest, pull back, and come down to the 618. I've already said Bitcoin likes the 618. So we could come down to there. We could come all the way back down to $16,000 and still be bullish on Bitcoin. And that would be a very, very, very healthy pullback for Bitcoin, because from that point, I have no doubt that we would have a lot more institutions, a lot more retail looking to get, well, maybe retail might sell at this point because they, shitting themselves again about the charts, but at the end of the day, it's a very good zone. Now, let's go and have a look at, I just want to quickly show you the S&P and the NASDAQ. We know that those are very simple charts. Nothing much to tell. We're being tightly squeezed in this zone. There is a zone of resistance over here now. You can see that the RSI is crossing, so we are probably going to be pulling back on the S&P, which is why I'm saying to you, if the dollar is going up, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Bitcoins, the golds, all of it. Okay, NASDAQ, same thing. Although we're pushing up quite nicely here, but we're way overbought. We've been overbought since this zone already for a long time, guys. We've been overbought since 23rd of Jan. That's 5 months of overbought. I'm telling you, we are due for a correction, and the correction zone will probably be down here. And I've drawn this pattern nicely for you, okay? Because this was the start of this rally here, boom, essentially. That's the level. Look at the level. Look at the level. That's an even stronger level down here. So it's a long way down, guys, on the NASDAQ. And then the same thing with gold. So gold is busy. Gold is annihilating, but here's the short and curly of gold for this little rally. Pullback, definitely 618 down here at 1896, so 1900. I've said this to you before. Gary Soloway has said it to you before, and that's what we need to be very cautious about at the moment. The entire crypto market cap is in a descending channel, which is actually a bullish pattern, okay, but it takes time to reset, okay. So what we've seen here, and I'm going to share this with you now, because now I'm actually just noticing this. This is a head and shoulders pattern, an inverse head and shoulders pattern that is busy forming. So right now on the total crypto market cap, I do believe we have found support. I don't believe that we will go back below $1 trillion, maybe 900 billion at the absolute most. But guys, I don't believe we're going to get below that on the total crypto market cap. And this is the total altcoin market cap. Okay, so altcoins are also telling us that yes, we may have made lower highs. Okay, but we haven't yet made lower lows, and we're not there yet. So yes, this could collapse all the way down to here, but for me, that would be very strong support at about $300 billion on altcoin cap. Okay, which is very, very important. Now let's go and have a look at the long-term Bitcoin charts. I'm starting off with the pi cycle. You guys know that I did the exercises for you here to show you that there are specific time frames that Bitcoin sets itself up for the crazy rallies that it has, and here the bull markets are essentially 12 to 15 candles, and the average is 13 candles. So that is very, and then here, this is the bear market, this is the cool-off period, and then this is bear, and coming out of bear. Okay, so take a look at where we're at right now. The Bitcoin short, okay, high to short MA is sitting at $25,838. The BTC low is where we long. It's the long-term SMA is all the way down at 19,707. Okay. The pi cycle has also never ever been wrong in it calling the bottoms, the lows, and the highs. We've had the low been pointed in at this point, but we did come lower here. But we found very strong support and we rallied hardcore from there. Now on the top side, the BTC high long moving average is calling 44,000. I'm pretty sure I've called 44,000 for a very long time, but I said we're probably going to come down to about 20,000 before we go up to 40,000. Okay, that's a good, healthy, strong pullback. We've had a long rally here, guys. Now coming back to my original chart where I showed you here the Bitcoin chart with support 1, 2, 3, 4 on the short-term time frame, okay, which essentially this isn't that big of a rally in terms of that time frame, okay, so it's not that long in consideration to where we've had that. So consider that, consider scenario 1 and scenario 2 that I mentioned to you earlier on, okay. Having a look at where we are right now, we have hit resistance 1, okay. Resistance 1 is showing us that we have resistance here, and we have resistance here, and we have resistance here, okay. Those are 3 levels of resistance telling us, okay, that there is hardcore resistance. Now to top that off, we have now the 4th resistance. So yes, the more times we tap on it, the easier it becomes to break, of course. But it doesn't mean that it can't pull down. Doesn't mean that we're not going to come down, meet my target of this zone right here at the 23.5 to 24,000 level, which essentially coincides with that top and this top area right here. Now, okay, scenario 1 is that we pull back to the 618, we fake out of this upward sloping support, we fake out and we immediately pull back up and we break through this resistance level, smash through resistance 2 and pull back down back to resistance 1. Now resistance 2 is up at 37,000. I called 37,000 on my video. I'll put it up in the link for you. Okay, I have previously said that for you. Okay, so that's scenario 1. Scenario 2, with this downsloping trend that we broke out of here, often when we see breakouts and retests onto trend lines, especially very long-term trend lines, there is a much stronger pullback. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go very far down, okay, but if we happen to pull back down to this zone here, which is this long-term trend, that will be very healthy for, that will be very healthy, and I've said that now to you 4 times in this video. That will be a very healthy correction, okay? However, if we do pull down through this zone, okay, and we don't retest, okay, and make our way back up, then scenario 2 plays out where we retest and we collapse through this zone and we break down to this first and immediate next level right here. Now that is down at 12,000 and 11,000, so between 10 and 11,000. So this is what Gareth Soloway has been talking about for some time, okay? So if the dollar does scenario 2, then I don't see why Bitcoin couldn't do this in scenario 2, okay? Especially considering that we are coming down on the momentum on the weekly, but we are still quite high up from this zone. That is literally a 50% drop from where we are right now, which is okay, because it will be phenomenal for us to enter in, but literally it will crush a lot of things. But I would say that more money will go out of Bitcoin and into altcoins, Ethereum and altcoins, because that's how the momentums work. But if Bitcoin is crashing, generally Bitcoin unfortunately drags everything else down because it is the highest, most liquid cap. Now the absolute worst case scenario is, here's the support, here's the COVID support right down at the bottom of this entire level, okay, which is all the way down at $3,500. Now guys, I personally do not believe that Bitcoin is going to come down there, but it is not impossible looking at what it did here. Okay, look at what it did. Okay, literally fell. That's a 50% move here as well. So this is a 50% move. Okay, this is about a 75% move down from where we are, guys, which would be very painful, unfortunately. But if that's what it takes for the Bitcoin market price and the dollar to retrace and essentially over time collapse and go through a recession, I don't see why Bitcoin and people wouldn't start running and putting their money into Bitcoin, which for me would tell me that we would probably just flick down to the support zone that we've had here and then immediately pump back up here and then continue our breakthroughs. Now with our breakthroughs here, resistance 4, okay, there's not terribly much resistance, although because it's the all-time high, it will become a conscious a mental level of resistance. And honestly, that will probably sit in like a motion like this. We might pull back down, we could even come all the way back down there, you know, like many things could happen. But the moment we break this level, 100K is the first initial level. Okay, it will be resistance 1 after these resistances that I've just, these shorter term resistances that I've just pointed out to you here in this chart. Now, I think that was it that I wanted to show and share with you today. I think on the Bitcoin market cap dominance, the same thing is pointing out that, you know, if we don't hold this zone of support here at $480 billion in Bitcoin, we're probably going to come down to about $360, $370 billion in Bitcoin, which, guys, it's a healthy retracement. So healthy. If $100 billion left Bitcoin and $100 billion went into altcoins, you telling me you wouldn't be happy because you would be making Ethereum pump, okay? Now, Ethereum's a bit of a different story because we're already halfway down. So, for me, Ethereum, okay, is literally probably only going to come down to this zone here and then make a pump. Okay, I'm telling you, Ethereum money is going to come out because NFTs, DeFi, all kinds of social platforms, crypto platforms are going to get liquidity coming into them very soon. It will be for a very short period of time. We'll probably see a 3,500 Ethereum by that time. It could take 3, maybe 5 months at the absolute most, like I pointed out to you guys here on this chart. Where is it? Here. Literally, altcoins rally between 4 and 6 months. The average altcoin season is 5 months. Okay, so all you would have to make killer profits in altcoins would be about 5 months, more or less. It could be 2 months, it could be 7 months, 6 months. Okay, but 5 months is about the average. From that point, you're going to want to sell your crypto, your altcoins into Bitcoin. Okay, take those profits back into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, but mostly Bitcoin, because your accumulation goal is Bitcoin, hopefully. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch this long video with me today. You can see why I wanted to give you a high impactful video, because there was a lot of information to share with you guys and make sure that you're getting the most valuable content here on YouTube. So smash that thumbs up for me, give me a knuckles up, boom, and we'll see you on the next one. And the next one is going to be telling you how to take your altcoins into Ethereum or Bitcoin. I have already done some videos, but this one is going to give you class.